in like those 10-minute sets is more than most games. Like you're firing every neuron at once to figure out spacing alone, let alone every other variable.
All right, but let's see if these guys have been able to adapt, maybe doing some replay review in between the sets here, as they knew they'd be facing off in this rematch. So far, Nad is looking pretty good on those Qatars. I'm hearing a lot of lightsaber sounds.
I'm surprised we're seeing this Raphael Roland matchup again, because this was disassembled. This was Autopsy back in Miami.
That was the Mina Goats, though. That was the Mina Goats, though. You can't compare anything against the Mina Goats. They're gonna disassemble everything, dude.
I think you can, though. I mean, they're looking a lot better here. I'll give you that, but that was a disassembly, and I'm surprised Sky is struggling so much here. His Taro should be able to find a lot more down, light, indecider pressure for the Roland specifically, but Nad is getting so much value out of these Qatars.
All right, yeah, Nad doing an amazing job at these Qatars, and it is looking like they are shutting them down so far. That's going to be the first knockout. Look at Xedit's HP. That is barbecue color. Finally able to get that knockout.
That's wild to me. The lack of platforms on this stage is helping out Blue Team so much. And the Lance, we just came off of seeing a lot of Lions with so many Lances with the triple at one point, not finding the same chip damage and ledge guard value as it did back then. This has been good though. That's gonna be Sky down to their final stock. The Lance hasn't been naring as much, nor finding Sarge, but instead it's these pseudo combos being found and the team damage being applied from Comer and Sky that's really adding up.
Comer able to find that D-Light in there, tries to go for the full-out commitment. He doesn't have enough options to get back up though. Ever so slightly mismanaging their options, and that is gonna cost you a lot. Now 4 stocks against 2. Nad and Xedit are gonna be able to play ever so slightly more careful, but the ground pound is gonna even out the tides of battle just a little bit here.
Keeps on going though. No one stops Xedit from getting that weapon pickup. The Axes not finding the same spacing as before. Comer having a hard time setting up those strings and those signatures that he was able to apply way back on Demon Island. But there it is. Good setup. Focusing Xedit now. One good thing about Blue Team is that they're making sure that no single player can be targeted by a 2v1 at a time. But as I say that though, losing both 1v1s, and Nad goes down to their final stock, and Xedit not long for this world.
Now Nad alone to fend for themselves. It's still doable. They got the Qatars in hand. All they need is one knockout. There's the first. Goes for the recovery. They have the HP advantage here. Sky is a lot more damage, but they're gonna need to find the knockouts. The neutral light comes out, adding up just a little bit, taking him down onto Orange. He's looking for a recovery. He's looking for a dare, but he's not able to find anything. Sky with the delayed ground pound, able to find that damage. Both players now evened out, and Sky definitely has a better weapon to find knockouts here.
Where are you going to find the entry point? Sky with the ledge guard. No way of getting back. A single Sair was enough to confirm. Game number 1. One heck of a turnaround.
And that is going to be Sky and Comer winning the first game. One heck of a turnaround indeed. I mean, let's just look at these stocks. Nad and Xedit almost having a full 1 stock lead over both of the players coming from the first stock. In the second one too. I mean, that's literally 4 stocks against 2. And Sky was even more damaged, and he was still the player able to survive for that long. I wish we were able to see the graphs for this, because Sky's would have been humongous, man. His survivability on that last stock, bagushk, man.
And that takes a lot of adaptability, too. You lose those first stocks very quick. By the time you're on that last stock, you understand, okay, this is what we're dealing with in this set. All right. This makes me worried for game number 2 now, because it looked like for the longest time, as long as Sky was just on that under heal, you kept making sure damage was applied, you send him down to that final stock, he should be pressured enough to not engage nearly as much as a Taros normally does. But something clicked in that final stock, man. Like you mentioned, his survivability was good then. Imagine how it's going to be stock number 1 now in Miami.
Okay, yeah, we are seeing the swap over to Miami Dome here as well. Now, I'd say this map is probably pretty neutral for these players. I'd say this map favors both of them in their own way. So having some extra space here, though, that is definitely going to be a difference maker. We are seeing the players potentially opt to go for more 1v1 heavy gameplay here, which, I mean, Cobra is one of the best players right now in 1v1 in the region. So going for separate 1v1s, only time will tell how good that's going to work.
Yeah, and that's definitely the opposite plan for Nat and Xedit. They want to target these 2v1s, knowing that they have so much damage and space potential to isolate away these players. So the real big question is, can Cobra win these 2v1s? Sorry, 1v2s?
Okay, let's see what they're able to do here. Nair comes out, not able to get anything off of that D-Light either, though. Very, very frustrating for Comer. Able to find that Sair. Finally, that's going to be the stock. And they do have a very, very, very slight lead here on the hands of Comer. But I mean, look at that. Sky is all the way down into orange. And at that point, I mean, are you really even in a lead?
And that's why Sky is heading towards the ledge. He's going to have to reset alongside Comer to become much more active. His dares are fishing for chip damage against Xedit, who's going to have so much defensive capabilities on that Roland. Reset's out now. Sky, though, targeted by Nad. Oh, he went in deep. Is he going to get back?
Oh, he went for that ground pound, too.
Oh, look at the recoveries. So many recoveries from Nad now. He's just looking for so much to catch people out. But there's whiffs everywhere, too. Xedit's not able to find the follow-up off that sword Sair. Nad, though, sidelight. That's good. Sky's down to their final stock.
Comer able to find that Sair, though. Goes for the turnaround Sair. I mean, I would expect him to go to just completely commit to the offstage, but he is doing a really good job at staying random. Triple exclamation marks, and he's still able to make his way back onto the stage, playing so incredibly well right now, racking up a lot of damage, but they're gonna need the knockouts. If they don't find the knockout, Xedit and Nad, they are currently in the lead. We get one stock dropped off of Xedit, though.
Great neutral sig from Nad.
Yeah.
That sends Comer into the sky, but he just barely gets back on. No weapon for him, though. Oh, okay. Interesting interaction with that recovery. He used his iframes enough. That's good. But Comer does fall eventually. Leaves Sky in a 1v2. He is playing the evasion game so well, and that's how he played that final stock back on Fortress of Lions. He just waited for the time to chip away damage.
Okay, oh, we're seeing a pretty good string coming up from Nad onto Comer. Able to rack up quite a bit of damage. Ground pound hitting the other enemy. Able to string it with a recovery too. Side signature would have been massive, but it's ever so slightly mistimed. Hitting their teammate with that one. Is this falling apart at the very end, Keg? Are they able to close it out? The recovery comes out. That's one stock. He goes for the second. Sky. He missed the jump. That could have been the knockout. He's still able to make it back though.
Weapon throws out, and that's it. All it took was a simple Sair. Unbelievable. Again, it looks so close and dominant at first, but
it was so close,
the
man.
fact that Sky is just holding on to the ledge with enough trust for the Winter 1v1 2025 champion to just do his thing on gauntlets, on that Doll Sim, complete control the neutral game to even things up, really goes to show how strong Sky and Comer can be.
For sure. Now, I'm not looking to create a scapegoat here, but things were looking really strong for Xedit and Nad, and then Nad had an opportunity to hit both of them with a Ragnar side signature, and it misses. And he gets another opportunity, and he hits his teammate with it. I mean, when things are that close toward the very, very end, mistakes like that can be the deciding factor. And I feel like really for Nad and Xedit, their overall game plan is strong. It's working. It's just the small goof ups that they're having, and we are seeing a legend swap coming out from Nad going up over to the Asuri, so potentially that will work better.
Yeah, I think the sword will provide a lot more benefit for how very fast hitting Nad wants to play this game. He's been very tunnel vision heavy, especially off stage. We saw the opportunity, I think it was against Sky, where he went for, I think, 4 recoveries on guitars alone to try to chase him out from the bottom of the stage, but unfortunately most of those did not connect. I think him playing as punchy as possible and keeping Sky at bay is going to work wonders on Terminus.
Okay, only time will tell. We do have the triple platforms now. What is that off stage? Not able to completely just out-gimp Sky. Sky, we've seen time and time again going for these very large commitments on the off stage, but it's looking like they are able to finally return some of that fire off stage. That's going to be a stock though onto Nad, and just like that, they've evened it out. How did they even this out, Keg?
Unbelievably. Really more so. Nad again. He's not really worried too much about not taking damage. He just wants to output. Comer does fall. Xedit still on the rollin'. Beefiest human alive. Good to maintain control off stage. That Sky down to 1 stock. Great follow-up off the side sig from Nad. Comer has no ledge to work with.
We'll find that recovery. They wanted to go for a second one. Xedit getting very, very close to knocked out here. Oh, Nad just tanking that weapon throw. Knew that Xedit would go down if not. Finding that end light. It's going to lead into the conversion. No knockout, though. They are struggling to find knockouts. And Nad and Xedit are looking very, very strong here now, Keg.
We nearly saw it too. That was a long extended side sig from Sky, nearly punished by Nad, but unfortunately didn't quite work the way either one of those players wanted it to. Sky has to be so careful here. He can't camp the ledge like he did back on Miami Dome, let Comer do his thing. He's got to be active on the platforms themselves to ensure his survivability. And Xedit's fishing for the nairs, unable to find them too. He's got to go for the weapon throws to extend that damage, but Sky takes the 1v1 and removes Nad from the server, down to his final stock.
All right, it's down to Sky. It's up to Sky right now to not get knocked out here. If they're able to stick to this stock, it could still be possible. It's gonna be difficult, but it would be possible. As soon as that stock drops, I think this might be impossible, Keg. That's not gonna be anything. Sarah comes out. Oh.
Nad's evasion of the
double round
was wild! They were chasing this kitty cat down! It's gonna be Xedit. The last one left, 2 stocks to work with. This is entirely winnable.
Way. Oh, Comer!
Okay,
oh, he's able to make it back. There's no way they make this comeback. Goes for the end light. Comer, that's Comer going down!
1v1. That's huge.
Small mess up with that neutral light. And that might just cost them this game. Xedit now in a 1v1 against Sky.
Polly, it's either this stock for Xedit or elimination from the tournament.
He needs to find the knockout. He gets the side light there. It's not enough. Weapon throw. D-line ground pound. That's going to be enough. 2-1 on the bracket now as they're finally able to put themselves on the board.
This is shocking to me, man. 285 damage on the Asuri. I thought he was putting in so much more impact than just 285. All of that damage had to have been against Sky.
Yeah, and we're moving straight into the next game, King. There's no waiting between these games. We're seeing the same legends all around as well, but we are hovering a little bit longer over the stage pick here. It's of course Nad and Xedit who are going to be able to pick, and they're going for Suzaku Castle. So we're actually seeing, we haven't seen this all weekend so far, at least not on the MENA side. Let's see what they're thinking with this pick. It's going to be a lot more cramped, and I mean, I feel like so far Sky seems to be very, very good in those situations.
Yeah, and I can see why he immediately banned out Terminus, that he did not like that stage whatsoever for his pick. It's good for anchoring sometimes, but there's just too much maneuverability. Longer ledges now too for both of the red team members to work with. It's gonna look good, but this is going to be either a make or break moment for Nad. 285 damage on that Asuri. He was good about the offstage early KOs against Sky before, but he can't survive. That's an early stock loss. Again, elimination on the line for both Xedit and Nad.
25 seconds to take 2 stocks off, and they are just keeping it going right now. Both of them splitting off into separate 1v1s to keep the pressure up. Building up some extra damage and extending that lead. Side signature is going to come out. That's going to be Sky going down to the second stock. And look at Comer's HP, dude. They've been hit like 3 times. Make that 4.
Comer has a whole life to live right now. He's going to grow old on that stock. Things have been looking good for him. Nad's attempting to get an early KO with the recovery, but even the gravity cancel neutral light on arms wasn't enough to stop Xedit. But Sky, Looks like he could get bullet. Oh, wait. Okay, he could get back on. Okay. I got scared for a second. Down Sig, Xedit for the ledge guard. It's not going to quite work the way he wanted it to. Just keep it going.
Signature. All right, make that the second. That's going to be the knockout. 5 stocks against 3 right now. Both Sky, Comer, and Nad are all close to getting knocked out here. This is gonna be just stocks flying left and right in a moment. Not able to find the combo. Comer got that in there, but there's not gonna be any follow-up from Sky.
Paulo, you know what else Comer has?
What?
All of his stocks. Oh,
wow,
man.
You just had to do it, Keg. You just had to.
The opportunity was there, man.
All right, picks up the axe. Let's see what they're able to do. Finds that there. Sky going to be hitting their teammate though. Ground pound comes out. Xedit are able to do something. Ground pound from Comer and a second one. That one wasn't even needed. Just going for extra. Just might as well at that point. Sair as well, and that is going to be nearly the double knockout to close out the set for Sky and Comer.
Look, if you're going to go out, at least go out flashy. We saw that from Nad. I liked the changes that we saw from Xedit and Nad from the upper finals. Obviously, both the matches we saw from them on stream today did not go the way they